Hello everybody and welcome back to Monogatari. This is Nisei episode 5. Last time, we kind of had an interesting episode, to say the least. That
With a lot
sparked
of
a
bathing. It was
interesting
a clean
conversation. I did get a suggestion for a particular video that will help me sort of explain a few things that'll happen down the line, but until we reach that point, I'll leave it at that. We're going to see the continuation of Karen's arc. So, let's just get right to it. You guys know the drill, and yeah, do what you gotta do. Open up your own copy of the episode, sync it up with the timer in Kiwi's hands, and let us enjoy some anime. And yes, don't worry if Cerby's quiet, because she just woke up.
I have to say something as well. If I'm quiet or if I sound really weird, it's because I have been sick for the last 5 to 4 days. Just know that.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
And that basically means that Kiwi will be pretty much the same as she is, as quiet as she normally is. So, let's move on. I'm going to start the countdown in 5, 4, 3, start the episode, 2, 1. Yeah. Yeah, I'll start the count. I'll have a countdown to start the countdown. That's how it goes, man.
My stream is loud.
Why is he naked?
If he was in the bath.
Also, he's not naked. He has a towel wrapped around him.
You just sit outside with a towel around you with your siblings in the living room, half naked. Do you do that? I don't do that.
I don't have siblings, but I do that. I mean, I record YouTube videos while we're naked, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like I'm the only one who's always fully dressed while we record anything.
More than likely.
What chest? Araragi.
Tough world we live in.
I guess the little thing on their head is something they get from the genes.
I would say yeah. I mean, Karen also has it, so.
Huggers are genetic. That sounds like blackmail material.
None of you guys can understand Cerby, then you're not alone. I just like how Tsukihi's just avoiding the topic by creating an entirely new topic. She's just rolling with it.
They're all girls. Wait, I have 3 friends. Is that not a lot?
Oh no, Kiwi, no.
When he said 5, I was like, oh, that's a lot of, and that's like a whole friend group.
Basically our entire friend group. Oh no, Tsuki.
Okay, I love Tsukihi. Tsukihi, one of my favorites.
You didn't take a breath in that sentence.
Oh no. She was surprised by how small it was. Damn it.
Senjugohara is going to kill him and he's Wiwi.
Well, she is, but probably not in the way that you meant it. Yeah.
She's gonna cut off his penis and keep it for herself.
I was thinking she's going to cut off his Wiwi and then make it into a belt, but that works as well.
This actually makes me think of episode 1 of Bake, where Senjugohara threatened to cut it off. The Senjugohara back then was very different.
I don't like bees. I hate how realistic the bee is.
I heard you say I don't like kiwis, and I was so sad all of a sudden.
Not kiwis, bees.
I'm going to assume that Cerby said bees.
Yeah.
I'm also going to assume that was a yes.
I don't think she would tell me the truth while I'm really sick. Kaiki!
That's a fire hazard.
He costs less than Meme, so I guess that he's better.
Or worse. It depends on your perspective.
Not everything cheap is always bad, Cerby.
That's true.
I don't like his floor.
The design of this room is immaculate, though.
It makes me dizzy.
Maybe that's just the entire purpose of this room.
He has a clover on his tie.
Looking at his ties and not the text, Cerby, shame on you.
What?
If we misunderstand you, Cerby, it's not our fault, alright?
I can look at his tie and read the subtitles.
What is Araragi doing there?
I mean, he is obviously the president of Japan.
I hate how the floor is all going one direction except for like 1 or 2 rows.
Oh, you said One Direction, I thought of the band.
Wow, what a fangirl.
No, I was more into the other one that I forgot the name of.
She was so into them that she forgot them.
I even watched their show.
Wow, double package.
Damn drugs. knows it.
This is true. Just look at Kiwi.
I am an adult. In Germany, I cannot really drink.
What's the
Simply
drinking
because
age in Germany?
18. 16 for beer.
Ew.
I'm pretty sure most people drink before then.
I didn't.
When I turned 21, my dad went and bought a whole bunch of different types of alcohol, and he went, "Here, try them." And I went, okay. And I didn't like really very many of them at all.
I don't like anything sour, so I'm assuming that I will most likely not like alcohol.
I don't really. I only like the really sweet ones that like get mixed into things.
Oh, I watched a cocktail maker on YouTube, and they said that the sweet ones give you the worst of hangovers.
No, the things that give you the worst hangovers are the ones that you don't realize you're drinking alcohol.
Yeah,
And then
let's
you
all
drink too
totally
much.
just ignore Kaiki here and talk about alcohol.
I'm Araragi.
I am also reading at the same time. Wait, did he
Don't worry
just
about it, guys.
drink?
This is just little Weebs.
Did he just drink wax from a candle?
Then yeah, you definitely weren't paying attention to anything.
It looks like the hospital from Penguin Drum.
It looks like
Mhm.
boobies. Oh wait, no, that's a bee
Yeah,
pattern.
I don't like the yellow.
I don't like the sound.
He gave her the magic finger.
He literally fingered her to death.
Of course, we have to word it like that.
I like the pink and green better.
Oh, I like that he's like the little thingies look like a cockroach.
Of course, that's what we have to relate that to.
Yeah, the only cockroach I have for perspective is from Jungle Juice, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
The only
She has
What? You forgot about Johnson? What the?
He's his own special thing.
Big fan.
yeah,
What?
but
I
yeah,
was
but
thinking
like
cockroach people, not like actual cockroaches.
Yeah. The setting for this scene is just so immaculate. There's so much that you can derive from that one scene for both characters. Oh no.
Do we see someone other than Hanekawa do that pose?
I would
feel
say
like we've
no.
seen
That's
Senju
usually
Gohara
just a
do it.
Hanekawa pose. Senju Gohara? Actually, yeah.
Because that's what I was thinking. Is this like a Hanekawa signature pose? I'm like, wait, no, I think we saw someone else doing it. I don't know.
I mean, there is a reason for that. I'm not sure whether I should talk about it yet or not. Actually, no. I'll leave it for now. Everybody gotta set her up into the same line every single time.
Just Felicia.
The Felicia returns.
Oh, it's the toothbrushing scene. I can see it incoming.
That's a mood.
Hashtag relatable.
Hey, microwave towels? Is that something people do?
Well,
Microwave a
for me,
towel?
yeah. Wipe people down with a towel.
Can
That's
you
what they do in
microwave it?
hospitals as well, whenever I was in the ICU.
Huh. I like Karen.
Why? Because she reminds you of Hachikuji? Just randomly biting people.
I guess I have a type of girl. The
Blood of justice. Well, I mean, this is a light novel, so.
See the Shishia of Monogatari.
What did you say, Cerby?
You see the Shishia of Monogatari.
Hmm.
He's got bunny girl energy.
Kaiki is a bunny girl. I can't imagine that.
Oh wait, Kaiki does have the legs for a bunny girl outfit. Now that I think about it.
Let's stop this thought process, please. Oof. Oh. let's not use breast size to compare whether somebody's an adult or not, or else Kiwi will feel like a baby.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like this is a jab at me. I'm just waiting for it to happen, and then he jabbed me. How dare you?
Never really thought about it before, but this episode actually has probably the most stylistic changes.
Mm-hmm. It's been like set very interesting.
Yeah. Well, most stylistic changes that we've seen so far, I suppose.
I've noticed Nise as a whole is visually more like abstract and playful with like just the overall look of the series versus like Bake, which was a little bit more consistent, but it had kind of more like playing with the dialogue, I feel like.
Yeah.
It might have just been consistent with how it was on scene more, but
That's actually true. The Senju Araragi dynamic is kind of hard to beat.
this one plays with the camera more too. We see more interesting shots rather than just characters.
Please slap your brother. No! I wanted to...
What, you wanted to see them kiss? Is that it?
No, I wanted to see him try to kiss her and her slapping him across the room.
Well, I mean, this is a potential way to transfer the sickness.
I don't see why he just doesn't drink her blood. I think that's the perfect way to transfer the sickness as well.
Natural sicknesses must work different than biological sicknesses because that doesn't make any sense.
No. This is exactly how you do it. I learned from hentai that if you lick somebody's sweat, you will transfer their sickness to you. Yes.
Well, I mean, we're acting like it's a transfer. Like, if he gets sick, she'll stop being sick. But that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not how it works. I believe Shinobu was talking about how it would, like, share the pain. But of course, we're talking about some sort of supernatural bee here.
That's what I said. It works different than an actual illness.
No, well, Monogatari is 100% factual. Everything that happens here is proven.
I don't like this ending. Method. It's making me dizzy, maybe because I'm sick.
Oh no. Wow, just like somebody in this VC right now.
I mean, I could have Rona. You don't know it.
Oh no, we can't be in the same room as you.
Yeah, we can be in this shared virtual room together.
Oh no.
Alright, don't worry. Editor Xero will make sure that you're off screen.
Why am I recording my screen then if you're just going to off screen me? That's
Hey, I'm the editor.
something
I can do whatever I want.
You know, I'll put you just far enough that we see the corner of your hair and ears.
Yes,
I heard
of
that
course
only
they sound the same.
idiots catch summer colds, so Karen, I have bad news for you.
Actually, you're not wrong.
I mean, I also catch a summer cold every summer, so Karen, we share the same brain cells, no worries.
I mean, we can see Karen's character here quite clearly that she's a very straightforward person. So I guess you could describe that as
doesn't
that.
equal stupid.
I mean, she went to fight Kaiki alone, so I don't know.
That's called being reckless. That's not called being stupid.
Reckless, stupid,
Debatable.
kind of synonym.
It depends.
Yeah. Whereas Suki here in the intro, we saw that she's very good with her words, I suppose we could say. She very controls the situation quite easily. Is very quick about it too.
If Tsukihi learned from Sentra Gohara, she would be the ultimate.
More than likely,
The
yeah.
ultimate manipulator. That's why Araragi has to marry Sentra Gohara as soon as possible so Tsukihi can grow. And her
So
and my
that's just the
best
main
girl
reason.
can chill. And her and my best girl can chill and learn how to manipulate Araragi into submission. I think that's a good idea.
Alright, now we're just going into some sort of different fan fiction territory here, so let's move on with the actual discussion. I would say that the most important scene here is the little conversation that we had between Karen and Kaiki. I'll just let you guys try and discuss this one. I'm not going to ask any specific questions because I feel like any specific questions here is also just kind of a spoiler.
I feel like you were a teacher that knew that the students weren't listening, and that's why you're asking us to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
because
actually.
you know we won't be able to do it.
For yourself. I was paying attention.
No, I was also paying attention to a certain degree.
To a certain degree. When they say to a certain degree, this means that they didn't pay any attention at all.
No, not me with Kiwi.
Alright, she didn't pay any attention at all. Singular.
You're just assuming my gender? How dare you?
Alright. Look, don't talk back to me, dog. Now get back to the discussion. Jesus.
Maybe you start.
Oh my god. Classic Kiwi move.
I like Benjo talked on it when we were watching, but this room is basically designed to just be able to throw whatever symbol and metaphor that they want to as the conversation goes. So it's very much playing into what's happening and not just portraying each character's side of their conversation, but also kind of how they mix. It's interesting. A little nauseating, but it's interesting. I stand by it. That many candles is a fire hazard.
It makes Karen stand out because everything is like in really dull colors. I cannot say the colors, and we know why. Yeah. But
until she gets cursed, and then it gets really colorful.
At first she's overpowering him with her colors, and then as time goes on, her colors kind of fade, and Kaiki starts overpowering her with his colors. You know, with like the purple eyes and stuff. I cannot say the colors.
Oh man, being an artist and not being able to talk about colors is kind of difficult.
This money scene.
I mean, hey,
bank.
It's a totally legit
fraud.
Bank.
It's Bank of Fraud and Araragi is on the How dare you call Araragi a fraud? How dare... Oh, maybe Cerby theory.
Have we heard that name before? I don't recognize it.
Wasn't Kanbaru's
I do not
family?
recognize it either. No,
Oh, never mind.
Kanbaru is Kanbaru. We call her by a family name.
I'm saying I'm talking about her mother's side because her mother.
No, it was shorter.
Her mother's maiden name is Gaian.
I was going. Guy, that was close.
Then I'll pick up the discussion here is that the patterns within the room change depending on the move of the conversation and where the conversation is progressing. You can also see some sort of patterns here. Like, if you really analyze the scene in the beginning here, we can see that everything is very structured, but all the lines that are nearer towards Kaiki, they start to convolute and curve and become more abstract, whereas everything around Karen starts off being quite simple in its pattern and quite straight, I suppose.
I don't see that at all.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty gay. I suppose the next thing we can bring up is the actual design of the room itself, meaning that there's just a bunch of TV screens everywhere. Like, this sort of just reminds me of like a supervillain's lair, where they have the big giant TV screens and the hero just walks in, and then the supervillain just looks down at them while he gives his evil speech of what exactly he's going to do and how he's going to end the world. This kind of reminds me of that quite a lot.
I also think it's funny the way the chairs are lined up, because they go like starting at the side, all the way up around the table. So he has two next to him on the like short side, but then none in the front, which is interesting.
I mean, he has a bunch of candles in the middle of his desk. I don't think that's the weirdest part.
No,
I wonder
he drinks from a candle.
Well, it's
You
pointing
keep saying that
everything
he drinks from a candle. He didn't drink from a candle. He was drinking from a glass, and you weren't paying attention. Ugh.
It's like it's directed. Well, it's like it's a conference table, but usually you keep the focal point so that all the chairs can face whatever you're presenting or whatever. So in this case, it'd be that whatever client comes in the room, but he's all by himself. So it's like it's weird to have all those chairs around him. I don't know.
I mean, despite people calling him a conman and he himself calling himself a conman, he still got the beat to possess Karen. So I don't think he's a complete like fraud in a way that he wants to. What am I trying to say?
You don't know.
I don't know either.
We did talk about in last episode how Shinobu was talking about how the fake can be more real than the real thing. So there is that concept that they have thrown out ever since episode 1 as well. I would say that's sort of a main concept of Nisei, given like the name of this part to being fake.
He's a big ice cube.
Yes, it is,
That's
but
nice
I
that
believe
they
it's
put-
quite normal for that particular.
I
Like
know
here,
nothing
you can
about
see
that.
that Kaiki convolutes the
Okay, yeah, I
patterns.
see it there. Yeah. Okay.
Wherever he is.
Maybe the TV is broken.
He's a magnet.
And then the nauseating feeling that you get here is just amplified because Karen is also feeling it now. And we're kind of seeing this from Karen's point of view because she's telling this to Araragi, I presume. So yes, the entire room starts to shift, all the patterns go weird, colors start to change, and Kaiki is just really evil, apparently. Like this
I like the up the nostril shot. That's a good one.
yeah.
He really looks like a cockroach right here.
Well, he is a con man, so I guess you could describe con men as cockroaches. In a way. There's that scene done. We have the little Hanekawa scene. And the interesting thing to note is that they come back and they walk through the same place where they did during Bake, when she was dark Hanekawa.
I love how you cleared your throat to that.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta stop yourself a moment and think, should I say this? No, I probably shouldn't. But yeah, this was the gay that she was climbing across. Words? Climbing across? Yeah.
Very spiderwebby gives off that.
You will not
There we
have
have this.
Hanekawa as your thumbnail. I'll already tell you that. Ugh,
Yeah, no. For this episode, it's not Hanekawa as the focus. It's
thank
either...
God.
I would want Karen and Kaiki. Or maybe just Kaiki sitting in his really convoluted room. That's very recognizable.
Just the room, no Kaiki.
Just the room, sure. Whatever you want. If you want people to watch a video, then do whatever you want. We also get this interesting conversation between Araragi and Karen here. Throughout the parts where we've seen Araragi and Karen interact with each other, they've always sort of just been bickering, and none of them have been agreeing with each other. Karen seems to have this very straightforward approach to justice, that evil is evil and must be vanquished, like a certain person here in VC who likes to use the term good guy and evil person when they're explaining about anime characters, even though people are much more complicated than that. But Araragi here sort of contradicts that, but I also feel like he kind of embodies that as well. I don't know. Hanekawa was also talking about this, how they're quite similar, but Araragi keeps denying this. What are your thoughts on that?
He definitely kind of embodies that, like, the person, like, he's the older brother, right? And he definitely is doing the same thing as them, but he's already made those mistakes that they're kind of wandering headfirst into. So he kind of comes at it from that, like, experience, like, I see what you're doing, you shouldn't do it like this, and he has that experience to say it, but he comes across, like, the way he does it isn't the most, like, guiding. It's more so just fighting with them because they're siblings, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But they do have very similar, like, ways of, like, because for him, right, if someone needs help, he has to help them. And it's the same with, like, Karen and her sense of justice, right? She sees a disservice or just disjustice, and then she wants to do something to correct it. And so she's kind of just going head first into it. But there should be a little bit of, like, forethought and planning, and not just diving head first into the evil man's lair, right?
Yeah.
By yourself.
Both of them have a hero complex, but Karen has a worse version of it.
When he saved Kishot, right? That was basically him doing the same thing of just diving headfirst to save someone without really considering his actions. And he paid the price for that. And he still helped people, but he, like in the rest of Bake, or throughout all of Bake, right? He had Oshino as that kind of guide to be like, how is the correct way to go about this, right? Which is this gonna go back into my Araragi and Oshino are the same person, because now it's kind of Araragi's role to do that for his sisters.
Because he has to fill in the shoes that Oshino left for him. Yeah. Good analysis. We'll talk more about this later, when it becomes more apparent. I guess they're just sort of just...
your attempt. We're gonna move on, and we'll say, here's a little bit like that. Are you trying?
It's hard. I just want to talk about it, because I've been desperately wanting
to Xero. Trust me,
discuss this with friends who, like, know shit and stuff like that, but for your sakes, I won't spoil the series, so I'll do my best.
We'll get there. When we get further into Monogatari, we can have...
When we finish Penguin Jump, we'll talk about that. When I finish reading Dorohedoro, we'll talk about that. When we finish Monogatari, we're gonna have a lot of interesting discussions. Should I... No, I shouldn't mention that. No, not yet. Not until the end of Nisei. Actually, no, not until the end of Monogatari, technically. Man, so hard. I believe this is the only time we see this sort of stylistic change for this particular scene. I'm not an artist, so I can't really say much about it. I haven't seen a video analyzing this particular scene, but it's a very interesting choice that they made.
It gives very old school comic vibes to me. Like, this almost looks like something out of, like, Spider-Man 2099, just with the kind of the pop of color and very black shading.
Yeah.
Very dark shading.
Oh no, rest in peace.
I walked right into that. But it does that where it's like, it's just kind of highlighting the important bits and using, like, bright flat colors.
What exactly would the purpose of this sort of style be? Just to, like, emphasize certain things within the environment, or Change the mood, make it more serious.
I guess since it gives me that kind of old school comic vibe, it makes me think of like, because they're talking about justice and stuff like that. So it all just kind of plays into that for me. But I don't know if that was what they were going for.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not gonna say why though, but yeah. With future knowledge, it makes a lot of sense. If they're really going for that old school like hero comic sort of vibe, then yeah, this kind of fits in with Karen's sense of justice, I suppose. That it's sort of hero-like in a way, and like, you know, we know how both of them sort of have this hero complex. Well, I guess that clears up one particular scene that I've been trying to analyze on my own.
I mean, that's just my theory on it. Like, but
yeah, I mean, having multiple perspectives on a particular scene is kind of just cinematography in general.
Here,
good cinematography at least.
This is a cover from one of the 2099 comics.
Oh, okay.
And it really kind of emulates what you're staring at right now.
Editor Xero will add this into the video. Oh yeah, actually that's pretty much the same style, isn't it?
That's what I mean. That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, it's like an old superhero comic. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's what they were going for, because Monogatari also does like to make a lot of pop culture references, not just Japanese ones, and internet memes everywhere. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to add, Kiwi?
Nope.
Great answer. Now it's time to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all in the next one. Later, dudes. Is nobody gonna say bye? What?
Oh, I thought you were joking.
I mean, what? Okay, if I'm joking, then what?
Without even thinking about
Oh my god! Oh, goodbye.